just close my eyes again. Climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train. Trying to take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe you can get me through the night. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe we can reach the morning light. Fly me high through the starry skies, maybe to an astral plane. Cross the highways of fantasy. Help me to forget today's pain. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe you can get me through the night. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe we can reach the morning light. Though the dawn may be coming soon.
Hey guys, good evening.
There still may
Love this song.
be some time. Fly me away to the bright side of the moon. Meet me on the other side. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe you can get me through the night.
How's everybody doing this evening? I don't have that many videos, but I'm bored, so I figured I'd come on. I have not done anything today. I've been just exhausted all day. I finally snapped out of it a little while ago, but I took an extra nap and just cleaned up a little bit around the house, but I was not motivated to do anything. I don't know what my problem is. Bill C., hello, good to see you. Daniel Berry Sports, Tommy Stiggs, Donna, hello. But yeah, love that song, Fly Me Away to the Bright Side of the Moon. It's always like just a kind of like a fantasy song, but we're actually going to the moon right now, allegedly. Well, wrapping around it. I just looked it up. They don't really have, I don't know if maybe there's somewhere where we could find like a precise location, but they're more than halfway there. They're supposed to be back in Earth, back splash down on Earth on April 10th. So, National Terrorist Attack Week's coming April 19th, April 20th. So they'll probably be kidnapped by aliens for about 9 or 10 days. That's my guess. And then they'll return. The aliens will return them back to Earth on April 20th. That's my prediction. Was that on Wayne's World? Probably. Yeah, I think it was actually. Yeah. It was also The People versus Larry Flint, because the song is about suicide, I believe. Take away worries of today and help me forget tomorrow's pain. It's a deep song. What's up, Todd Father? How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. What a crazy world. Something's up with Trump. Nobody's seen Trump. There's reports that came out that he was at Walter Reed Medical Facility. He's put out some weird tweets today that are just completely unhinged, which isn't 100% out of character for him, but nobody's seen him today. He can't. I was telling people yesterday that I heard that he was either dead or something serious happened to him, like a stroke. Well, nobody's seen him today. He canceled all 3 of his scheduled Easter appearances, and now he has a press conference scheduled for tomorrow. So, and then to, just dilute the waters even more, they came out with all these tweets about somebody like flooded the market with tweets about 35 different Democrats got hospitalized. So I don't know what to make of it, guys. Who knows? Something's up. Something's up. I don't know exactly what it is, but I mean, it wouldn't shock us, would it? I mean, if we believe everything we hear, okay, let's just not fight the narrative at all. Okay, fine. We went to the moon. Fine, we're going back to the moon. Fine. Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez and Gail and that other lady, they all went up in space. Fine, we're not going to fight the narrative. But, you're being lazy too? Patty, hello. Good to see you. Yeah, I decided to come on board. Something's up with Trump. So, yeah, if we're just going to believe all the narratives, somebody tried to kill Trump, in Butler back in July of 2024, and we're at war with Iran. Everybody's using weird weapons. They say now that we have nuclear. JD Vance came out the other day and said that if we didn't attack Iran, that they were going to come out and Iran was going to attack us with nuclear-powered suicide vests. Suicide vests with nuclear bombs on them, like mini nukes or something to that effect. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. CG2, hello. Hope you guys had a good Easter. My daughter sent me a really cute picture of my granddaughter. They were out at my ex's house today, and they had like a big Easter egg hunt out there. She's got the hugest smile on her face. Turn my heater off real quick. Scene dude cracks me up. Hold on. See if I can put the link. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna go to StreamYard on my phone. I need a new phone. I'm breaking down. I have to get a new phone tomorrow. I don't want to. I can't really afford to get one, but I need a new phone. I can't operate my business without a phone, and I can't even. I tried to send pictures and this audio clip today, and it won't even do it anymore. I don't know what. My phone is all fucked up. The power button doesn't work. So hold on 1 sec here. So I was looking online, and I can get a phone for relatively cheap. Solitaire, hello. Good to see you. I ordered out Chinese for dinner. All I cooked today was French toast this morning. Yeah, I don't know if everybody else was feeling lazy today too, but I just wasn't feeling it at all. I need to get a new tent for my setup. I spent way too much money on this fancy tent last year. It's way too big. I love the canopy and the side walls and the back wall. I love all that. But the frame itself is way too big. It's way too heavy. And I keep throwing my back out. So my back doesn't hurt or anything like that today. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But, man, I got to figure something out. And I have a bunch of cupcakes I could have sold today too. But I just couldn't do it. I could not. They'll still be good tomorrow, though. I'm going to go out tomorrow. We're going to have like summer-like weather here. Not to use the word like too many times, Tommy, but summer-like weather. And there's the word. 70 degrees coming up. That's badass. 70 degrees in Washington. Well, I mean, pretty much anywhere probably, but 70 degrees in Washington, you can't beat it. It's magical. But yeah, so. But anyway, yeah, Trump, something's up with Trump. Why did we not see him today? Yeah, all the presidents, that's what they do. They come out and they say, you know, they do their little appearances, the little Easter appearances. You got to do something. Nope. Donald Trump Jr. reposted something where somebody said that Trump was sick and he was at the hospital. And Donald Trump Jr. just reposted and goes, these people are sick or something like that. Didn't deny it. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I sent the link to those guys if any of them want to come up on the panel and BS for a little bit. But Trump tweeted some really... So this is what I'm sure you guys have all seen it by now. Maybe some of you haven't. He tweeted this at 7 o'clock this morning. Let me make sure that I'm on, that you guys can see it. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped in one in Iran. There'll be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise to be Allah. President Donald J. Trump. Now, people that are pretty much dialed in to this kind of stuff, everybody thinks that that's Stephen Miller that made this tweet and not Trump. Take it for what you will. Who knows? Either way, it's weird. Is it not? So what he's saying is Tuesday will be War Crime Day, where we will continue to violate all of the, you know, humane laws and, you know, killing schoolgirls and all that kind of shit. I mean, the guy is just absolutely unhinged. And what does it mean, praise to be Allah? I mean, what is he talking about? Is he just mocking those guys? But, you know, it's Easter. It's Easter morning, actually. It's 7 o'clock in the morning on Easter. And he's the president of the United States. And this is what he tweets. This is his message to us. It's not to us, it's to Iran. Fuck us. Who cares about us? You know. Just trying out this new link, Donna bye-bye. Okay. Right on. Praise to be Allah. What the fuck? Right, Solitaire? It's me, Donna. I had to take my channel down. Gotcha. Okay. Well, let me give you a wrench for this one then. The thing that scares me is they will take it out on us while elites are safely tucked away. Yes. And that's not... While elites are safely tucked away. Can't stand my voice. I think most of us don't really like our voice, but whatever. Add as moderator. That's how it always goes, isn't it, Patty? I mean, start a war, send the poor people off to fight. I ain't no senator's son. Yeah, it's pretty maddening. But this is at a whole new level. I mean, what are we really doing here? It's Easter morning. You know, you're so unhinged that this is the message. There's no, you know, like, let's not take a time out and say Happy Easter, none of that. Fucking bastards. Power plant. And, you know, the bridge. I can't remember the B1 bridge that connects Tehran to another city in Iran. It's a huge bridge. It's a big deal for the people of Iran. It would be like the Golden Gate Bridge, or just a huge freeway, you know, like that connects cities like Jersey to, you know, New York, whatever, to Manhattan, or however those work. You know, let's say Iran came and took those out. Now all of a sudden you can't use those. Take a fucking boat, I guess, if you want to get over there. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if it was like that, you know, that's what we did to them. And and the way Trump talks about it, it's pathetic. It's even worse than, you know, like when Rob Reiner dies, or the latest guy, the Mueller, whatever his name was. Oh, good. I'm glad they're dead. Now they can't fuck with people and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? The political guy, that's one level, but Rob Reiner, come on. You know what I mean? It's just, the guy is just, what did we do? I mean, I think we would probably all still vote for him again compared to Kamala Harris, but my God, what has he turned into? GDM, hello, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope all you guys are doing good. I don't know. This is wild stuff. And so we have speculation that something happened to Trump. There's actually rumors that something happened to a lot of different people in the government last night. Is that true? Is it not true? We don't really know. You know, we live in a day and age where there's such a buffer zone between what really goes on in reality and then what we know about what we're told. You know, it's like we don't get to watch the movie until it comes out on fucking Betamax or something. So it's hard to say, but something's definitely up. I don't know if you guys want to see this. I know nobody wants to see it, but so there's rumors that there was a ground invasion, an attempted ground invasion, and that it failed miserably, which is why these fighter jets and the rescue operation was actually like a cover for a ground invasion. It didn't work. And, lots of soldiers died. They've been dying, and allegedly they're covering up the numbers. But they have pictures here of pilots burnt to a crisp. Our pilots burnt to a crisp, and Black Hawk helicopters getting shot down. That just happened. It's crazy. And someone has been acting a fool and causing you a headache. I'm sorry to hear it. Yes, sorry to hear that. I am hoping you will blow over so I can activate my channel again. Very frustrated. Yeah, I get it. Well, you guys know it makes me want to throw up too. And I'm sorry to show that, but you guys know my stance on it. I don't joke around when it comes to that. To the war and stuff like that. I'm not for it. I never been for it. I mean, we have a military you're not a country if you can't defend your borders. We need a military. And there's a time to fight, but this ain't it. And this is exactly what we knew was going to happen. It's going to be a fucking slaughterhouse. Those pilots had to jump out, and they just jumped to their death. They tried to pilot that thing as long as they could. And, the numbers are probably over 1,000 soldiers are already dead. real numbers that they're not going to tell us about. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. We have to stop this war immediately. Yeah, it's wild. Even though we have more satellites and cameras than we did 50 years ago, we get less accurate news. Yes. We get less accurate news. Oh, and, what about the moon launch? The horrible video that they give us. For me personally, I didn't even waste any time. I already knew when they started talking about going, and it got closer and closer, and then all of the same people, all of the media had the same talking points. Artemis 2 is getting ready to go around the moon, and no one's talking about it. People on X, I seen it on YouTube. Everybody had the same talking points. That was the main talking point, and nobody's talking about it. Yeah, because we don't believe it. That's why we're not talking about it, because we don't believe it. I don't, like I said this morning, like it's a coin toss for me. Literally, it's a coin toss of which one's more believable. Katy Perry and Gayle King and Lauren Sanchez going up in space, or these 4 astronauts going around the moon. If I had to bet, honest to God, I have no idea which one to bet on, which one's more real. I think they're both fake. So I don't care, but I still want to follow it. But, even though my heart, I think it's bullshit, I still want to follow the mission around the moon, but they give us nothing. They give us absolutely nothing. We could go to NASA. I was just on the NASA website about a half hour ago. That's how bored I am. There's just nothing on there. I will watch BBC first if I have to watch it. Yeah. Over 1,000 soldiers. Yeah, that's, Stu Peters here. He's really dialed in on this kind of stuff. And that's what he says, and I'm not saying that's true because we don't really know. We could believe what the media is told, telling us, but he was talking with this guy right here a few days ago. This guy's from Iran, and they actually started bombing. He could hear it outside while he was giving the interview. But this guy is giving the breakdown on all kinds of stuff that's going on over there now, and the war crimes that we're committing. The whole thing is that there's no way we're going to win that war. There's just no way we're going to win that war against Iran. They're too big. They're too sophisticated. They have the backing of Russia and China and everybody else. It's, we got suckered in it. We knew we were going to lose the war anyways. Trump just listened to Netanyahu and those guys. Just think how our grandparents' hearts would be broken, all this crap. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's why that's why I'm still doing the show, because I'm not going to make a difference, but everybody, if we collectively start calling out the bullshit. But anyway, I want to play a video of Stu Peters talking, because I know most of you guys probably don't follow Candace Owens too closely. We don't have time in the day for that kind of stuff. I do, however, watch every single one of Candace Owens' shows. And even when I watch it, it's kind of hard to focus a little bit sometimes because it's so detailed. Down to the tail numbers of airplanes, which is one of the reasons why she got attacked, talking about Egyptian airplanes in the very beginning. Well, lo and behold, that they can track all these airplanes. They know all this shit. And now they found out that more than likely it was Pete Hegseth was flying over UVU in Utah when Charlie Kirk was killed. And then he also flew directly over, that same plane flew directly over the AES building that blew up, where they make the exploding microphones. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, you do. If you don't, you don't. But I just want to play a little bit of this real quick.
0404 that has a special air mission call sign attached to it, meaning that whoever is on board Pete Hegseth's aircraft is a VIP doing the official business, conducting business for the president or the vice president of the United States. That aircraft with a special air mission call sign, Pete Hegseth's aircraft doing business for the president or the vice president, landed at an Air Force base just 3 miles from Fort Huachuca. This is on September 8th, 2 days before Charlie Kirk was murdered in broad daylight in front of a live audience at Utah Valley University of 3,000 people and in front of the entire world on live streams.
Okay, yes, and I'm not going to interrupt it again, but the guy that you're looking at on the screen below is Mitch Snow. This guy is another reason why Candace Owens got attacked so bad, because he said, you know, this guy has a military background. He said he was at Fort Huachuca, which is in the state of Arizona. He said he was there on September 8th, and he seen what looked like Erica Kirk and another person, a few other people from TPUSA at that meeting. Brian Harple being one of them. And it was a skiff. It was like a secured meeting. He wasn't supposed to be there, and they ended up locking him up for a minute because he walked in there. And then the internet came out and attacked his credibility, said he was a liar. Well, now they got proof that Pete Hegseth's plane was there at the same time, exactly the same time that Mitch Snow said that, you know, he's seen Erica and these other people there. What does that mean? That means that what we've known all along, that our government helped plan and carry out the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, whether they really killed him or it was a faked assassination, or who knows what the real story is, but you know, that's what this is all about, and they've got proof of it now, you know, and there's no denying it. And then you listen to Pete Hegseth talk on there. The dude is, I mean, he needs to go, man. He needs to go. They got rid of Pam Bondi. They need to get rid of that guy. He needs to go, man. He is going to get us all killed. That guy, Pete Hegseth, Zionist, murderous, fucking homicidal maniac. And, you know, they have no respect for those people over there. None. And it just makes me sick, you know. Those guys, Iran has always been a threat. No, they have not. I mean, every country's a threat, if you're going to say that. We're the biggest threat of them all. Sorry, guys, I'm just ranting. Even my dad's generation refused to believe government conspiracy. And yeah. And even to this day, a lot of people don't believe in conspiracies. You know, there's still a lot of people that, you know, it's not that they don't believe in conspiracies. They don't believe that the government, why would they do that? You know, that's what you'll hear from. Why would they do that? You know, now pass the muffins. Give me the ranch, you know. Candace reported that. That's amazing. And yeah, it's good that you still do your show because you are providing info and perspective that might be eye-opening to some. I'm learning things here tonight. Thank you, GDM. You know, I do hear that from time to time. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. You know, it's just here. It's a high IQ outfit. It's not for everybody. You know, we dive deep into stuff, and it just is what it is. I'm not highly educated, but I just have like a gift for reading between the lines and looking, you know, and just kind of understanding this because I just look at it all the time. That's all it is, you know. And I have a really good memory, as Sweet Tea said the other day. You know, the world says we are the threat. We are the threat, right? I mean, and you know, as far as the war goes, is there really, you know, well, then there's not even officially a war, but what's going on in Iran? What is the objective? You know, they were lying about the nuclear because, you know, Operation Midnight Hammer, you know, they did that, and then Trump said, "Oh, they're obliterated. We obliterated their nuclear capabilities. They'll never be able to, you know." Next thing you know, they were 2 weeks away from having a nuke. That's why we had to bomb them. Or JD Vance comes out and says they were going to do you guys heard that, right, about the nuclear. Sven, hello. well, let me just finish this. I am just all over the place. I forgot we were even listening to this video.
September 8th, the same day that Mitch Snow reports seeing Erica Kirk with Cabot Phillips in the lobby of the Candlewood Inn and Suites on Fort Huachuca. The next day, September 9th, Mitch Snow would report seeing Brian Harpole, who has a security firm, was working with Charlie Kirk on September 10th. Brian Harpole, who has a security company that's located just 11 minutes from the gates of Fort Huachuca. Mitch Snow says that he saw Brian Harpole coming out of a meeting with some people that appeared to be VIPs or attached to the military or attached to the United States government in some way, shape, or form. That there was this meeting that took place on the 9th. On that day, Pete Hegseth's plane, 99-0404, again with the call sign Special Air Mission SAM 702, departed Fort Huachuca, went to Fort Bliss, through Fort Bliss, and then ended up back into the DC area. So Pete Hegseth's plane was at Fort Huachuca the 2 days preceding Charlie Kirk's death. Now, according to the United States government, if you are to believe what they say, there is video footage and there are photographs of Pete Hegseth being in San Juan, meeting with governmental officials about narco-terrorism in San Juan. So that detaches, at least ostensibly, Pete Hegseth's person from being present at Fort Huachuca. If all of the San Juan stuff wasn't pre-taped, if in fact Pete Hegseth was actually in San Juan, that doesn't change the fact that Pete Hegseth's plane, tail number 99-0404, assigned a Special Air Mission call sign, SAM 702, according to flight trackers, which cannot be disputed. They are there. Anybody can go find them. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not something I'm dreaming up or making up. You can go verify this for yourself. That aircraft that Pete Hegseth uses, Pete Hegseth's plane, 99-0404, a Special Air Mission authorized by the president or vice president, was on Fort Huachuca September 8th and 9th, the 2 days preceding Charlie Kirk's assassination. Exactly 30 days later, October 10th, 2025, 30 days after Charlie Kirk's broad daylight murder, that day, Pete Hegseth's plane, again, tail number 99-0404, Pete Hegseth's plane was once again in the air, this time under call sign Special Air Mission SAM, SAM 112. Interesting flight this day from DC to Fort Huachuca and then back to DC. Quick trip to Fort Huachuca. Okay. But on the way back to DC, there was a little sightseeing detour, it would seem. Pete Hegseth's plane 99-0404. That aircraft diverted or took a detour and flew over eastern Tennessee where the AES plant was on fire. The AES plant is an explosives manufacturing facility where the DOD had a $500,000 contract or purchase for a very small amount of explosives, say for a shape charge that would go into a Rode lavalier exploding microphone, weaponized microphone that may have or may not have.
And if, for people that think that the exploding microphone, you may not even know about that theory, but that is one of the main theories, that it was the exploding lapel microphone. Israel gave Iran a bunch of exploding pagers. And Benjamin Netanyahu even gave Trump the golden pager. So I don't know if you guys remember that story, but they called themselves geniuses for pulling that one off, where they were able to infiltrate over so long and get all these people to use these pagers, and then it killed all of them in Iran. It was a big story. So I'm going to stop playing the video there because it goes on for a little too long. But long story short, if you follow that and you know what he's talking about, that's just, there's just, I mean, if a duck's a duck, you know, if it walks like a duck, it's a duck, you know. The Fort Huachuca is one thing, but then he's flying over that building before it blows up. Joe Della, hello, hello. And, you know, that building, the AES building that in Tennessee, it just was leveled and everybody inside of it died. And, I mean, it's gone. There was nothing left of that.
Ended Charlie Kirk's life on 9/10. Exactly 30 days after Charlie Kirk's assassination, and just a couple of weeks after I released a video saying I believe that Charlie Kirk was killed by way of a weaponized lavalier microphone, the munitions manufacturing or explosives production facility that's located in a rural eastern Tennessee area where really nothing else exists wasn't just on fire. It was blown to pieces. There were no survivors. Everybody that was working that day was killed when 23,000 pounds of explosives went boom. Pete Hegseth's plane, which was on its way from Fort Huachuca, where these types of devices are tested for the Department of Defense, for the U.S. military, where Lori Fransky tests all of her anti-EMP technology, all of
Erica Kirk's mother.
Her technology for the weapons of war of the future, where she has been doing government contracts with the DOD and the military industrial complex for many years, where Erica Kirk is very familiar with, where Erica Kirk actually starred in a film that was produced on Fort Huachuca, where she was depicted as an assassin on a rooftop with a rifle. The DOD orders this small amount of...
Did you guys hear that? Erica Kirk starred in a CIA production where she played an assassin with a rifle on a rooftop. And that's what killed her husband. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. ALV, hello, hello. Good to see you. Joe Della, I don't know if I said hi to you, but hello, hello to you as well. The scary thing is we know this stuff is happening, but nothing will happen. They all seem to be protected. Yeah. Well, they are, you know, yeah, Patty. And it's not even that they're protected. It's that, you know, they are the deep state. So there's no need for the protection because, you know, they are the ones that make the law. They are the ones that print the money. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's more than even protection. It's just, it's hard to even wrap your brain around it. It's just wild, but we're going to move on. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. But no, you're right, Patty. It's like, what is ever going to be done about this stuff? Probably not a lot. I think we could all agree on that. But very fascinating. And, you know, I think the one thing that we can do is, you know, personally, is just call them out on it and embarrass them. And, you know, they do have to pivot sometimes because of the things that we say when we call them out on their BS. So very wild though, but yeah, sorry to stretch that one out. I don't have too many videos. We'll see what else we got here. This is about the wreckage. Yikes.
نظامی رژیم تروریستی آمریکا صبح امروز در منطقه هدف قرار گرفتند و
So that's the wreckage of, I think, like the C-130 and I don't know what other, the US C-130. I'm not going to show the up closest because they actually have video or, you know, footage of, you know, what you call it? People burnt inside the airplanes. Not good. ALV always talks about this guy. It's one of his role models, Tekashi 6ix9ine. He just got out of jail on I think a weapons charge violation or some type of probation violation. So I know, I'm pretty sure ALV's glad that Tekashi 6ix9ine is out of jail. But he said that when he was in jail, that he was roomies with Maduro, Nicolas Maduro, the former president of Venezuela.
I was with the Honduras president. Remember, he just got pardoned by Trump.
That's right.
So, and he spoke about me. So literally, I just thought me getting a signature by the Venezuelan president is fucking legendary, bro.
Fuck yeah,
so
it is.
And got it and shit. And then he was telling me how, when he got arrested, how the fucking American army just
Swarm.
It's
Wait,
crazy.
so you how many combos did you have with him?
So we had I don't want to bug him. Like, I don't want to seem like a fan that little girl. Cause as soon as cause as soon as he came in, like, I was like, yo, like, whatever you need, like, cause all right, so my bed is neon.
Yeah.
And literally I swear to God, I'm on Easter, I'm not gonna lie. The end of my bed is neon and the start of my bed is Maduro.
What? You guys were sleeping basically together?
Yeah, like he took my bed last year and I took Diddy's bed.
Oh, you took Diddy's bed.
Yeah.
Well, were there any cum stains?
I mean, I don't know, but it was a lot of tape and shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I took Diddy's bed and Maduro slept like right across from me.
I see.
I saved that for your stream.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did Maduro smell?
No, he smelled great. Well, he smelled like shit when.
Wait a minute. Why are those guys handcuffed to each other down there? And why are they on his lap? What the fuck are these guys are just so queer, man. I swear.
When he first came out the box, like the terrorist unit.
Yeah.
But then, he was able to get time to take a shower and stuff like that. But then I was like, yo, you want to eat rice and pork? Like, you know what I mean? Because ain't no pork on my fork.
Oh,
You know what
I see.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is it okay to keep our hands here?
Yeah, so Tekashi 6ix9ine, he ratted on people for something. I never knew. I mean, I always hear people say that. Hold on one second. What is the original story with Tekashi 6ix9ine? Who did he rat on? How did he become famous? Let me see what the internet says real quick. He got tied with the 9-Trey Gangsta Bloods, a subset of the Bloods. He wasn't a lifelong member, more like a business relationship. They gave him protection and street credibility. He gave them money, clout, and exposure. 6ix9ine got hit with federal racketeering RICO charges, facing decades in prison, basically life. Charges included armed robbery, drug trafficking, gang-related violence. This is where he made the decision that defined his reputation. He cooperated with the feds. Who he ratted on? Kefano Shoddy Jordan. Nuke Mac. Anthony Harv Ellison. He identified gang members and their roles, confirmed crimes, robberies, shootings, explained how the gang operated, even testified about his own involvement. He testified that Ellison kidnapped and robbed him, still cooperated anyway, which added complexity to the situation. Instead of decades in prison, he got about 2 years total, an early release. And that is why he is widely labeled a snitch. Interesting. Adam, hello. Hope you're doing well. I wonder if Tommy will give 6ix9ine his flowers. Probably not. I'm going to say no. 11/11. What's 11/11? Yes, the Friday shows are good. Now, I forgot to ask, I did ask about the panel. So we got Todd's in here now too. Are we doing the panel or we're not doing the panel? we got to have like a panel. And if so, not to put you on the spot, but we got to renegotiate my contract. I still didn't get paid for the ghost stories. So, I need to get paid for being the panel member for that. And then we'll figure out, Todd and I can figure out a price. Well, I think Todd's doing free attorney services. I just consider that part of a friendship package. So for the panel, I need to get paid. For us going up on his panel for doing the videos, Todd. When he shows the ghost story videos. It's been a busy weekend. I'll catch the Good Friday show replay soon. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed going up on the panel. There's got to be he's got to do a little segment for us. Todd is boycotting my show, so he won't be a part of it. What? Why is Todd boycotting? Suzanne, hello. How are you? Yeah, so 6'9", and this is just, I don't have anything against anybody. Everybody's free to do what you want. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. I just know that this is all CIA government propaganda, steering kids in the wrong direction. What is this? What are we doing in life? These are the role models that the young people are looking up to. How do you get ahead in life? How do you make money in life? Well, handcuff yourself to your buddy, go live, handcuff yourself to your buddy. Both of you guys put your hands in your friend's crotch and go live. I don't know. I don't like it. I would rather watch your shopper than deal with the cheap poker players. Or watch your show than deal with the cheap. Oh, I bet. Yeah, when I seen that you were doing that, Todd, because I played in a couple of those before. Because I used to play poker all the time. I like to play poker. I just don't play anymore. I just kind of made a promise to myself. I don't gamble anymore. It's just poker's too time consuming. It kind of messes with your head a little bit. Even when you leave there, you keep thinking about gambling. It's just not good. I'm trying to grow my business, but that's neither here nor there. But I used to play in a couple of those free poker tournaments, and man, the difference between playing real poker and playing in those free bar tournaments, it's crazy, man. Oh, those things are the worst. It brings the cheapest motherfuckers out. It's like, dude, you can't fucking tip. You're playing poker for free. It's just 3 hours of just, you playing poker. And I get it. I get it. What's going on with the hands here? So weird. It is weird, right? Have a good night, everyone. I'm going to try to go. I'm going to try and go live. Okay, Donna, have a great night. 6 hours. 6 hours for the tournament, and they win probably $50 or $25 gift certificate or $50 gift certificate or something. And nobody gets nothing, right? It's crazy. In a real poker tournament, say even a cheap poker tournament, say it's like $20 to get in. And let's say you have 4 tables, and that's a small tournament. That's still up to 40 people. That's $800. And the casino might even add a little bit of money for that. But at least they'll take 10% out of that, which is $80. And this is just like a tiny tournament casino, and give that to the dealers at least, the 4 dealers. And then if the people that win, first and second, usually 99% of the time will tip. Not in those tournaments. Anyway, let's move on. So Tekashi 6ix9ine was in jail with not only the Honduran president that Trump pardoned, but Nicolas Maduro. And now he's got Aiden Ross and Sneako's, not Sneako. What's this guy's name? I can't remember this guy's name. Let me read my text. Yep, I think you are right. Savannah Guthrie revealed that she is disappointed with God in her Easter message about her mother. Now, I've been more than just kind of like cold towards, I don't believe it, any of this stuff. So that's why I'm just like, that's just been my take. I called bullshit from day one. Everybody has their own opinion on it. I mean, I would hope they find her mom. I just don't, there's something about it I don't believe. It's a deep state story. I don't get it. I don't know why they would do it. I mean, I guess you could ask, why would they fake going to the moon? Why would they kill Charlie Kirk in broad daylight and not just poison him at night or something? We just never know with these things. But anyway, Savannah is disappointed with God.
The same for us. We celebrate today the promise of a new life that never ends in death. But standing here today, I have to tell you, there are moments in which that promise seems irretrievably far away, when life itself seems far harder than death. These moments of deep disappointment with God, the feeling of utter abandonment. For most of us, there will come a time in our life when these feelings hold sway. In our tradition, we are taught to take comfort in the fact that our friend, Jesus, in his short life, experienced every single emotion that we humans can feel. That his taking on the form of humanity made him not a distant observer to our pain, but a hands-on experiencer of it. Recently, though, in my own season of trial, I have wondered. I have questioned whether Jesus really ever experienced this particular wound that I feel. This grievous and uniquely cruel injury of not knowing, of uncertainty and confusion, and answers withheld. In those darkest moments, I have thought, bitterly and perhaps irreverently, that I have stumbled upon a feeling that Jesus did not know. After all, don't the gospel stories recount Jesus informing his disciples of his destiny, that he had been sent to die to ultimately be raised up? They didn't get it, but he did. He at least knew his fate. And yes, it grieved him deeply, to the point of shedding tears of blood in the Garden of Gethsemane. But still, he knew the ending. He knew the plan. There would be suffering, but then resurrection. And so I thought, he never.
I'm sorry. I just can't buy, even ALV can't. And sorry, I had to go use the bathroom and grab some water. I wasn't listening to it, but it's just all evangelical. It's all bullshit. It's just, if any one of us had our mom disappear, this is not how we would be reacting, right? I mean, even if you had a national platform, it's like it's either just like one big psyop or, she's talking to who she knows who took her mom. He says their prayers won't be answered. He also said we can't pray for people going to war that want to fight. Yeah. Today the Pope said, here we go, Assalamu alaikum, which is a Muslim greeting, and he had his head down flat on a prayer mat praying. It was in my Instagram. Interesting. Okay, and then the Pope said you can't pray for people that are going to war, and I believe that. I mean, he says their prayers won't be answered, and that's a tough pill to swallow, but that's reality. You know what I mean? If you're the Pope and you're in charge of humanity, he's got to call balls and strikes. And if he's truly going to speak for the Lord, if that's what he's doing, I can't disagree with that. because there's innocent people that are being killed, like school children and stuff like that over there for no reason. And so if it's good versus evil, who's good and who's evil? You know, I mean, it's pretty clear. And we're not representative of that. You know what I mean? When I was listening to Stu Peters the other night, he had this dude from Iran on there, and he was like, yes, they do chant death to America in the streets in Iran. But everybody knows they're not referring to Americans. They're referring to, you know, the American regime. And we all know that. So I'm sure God is concerned that his leftist is yeah. That's funny as shit. So many strange things happening lately. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And it's maddening. And, you know, and that's why, you know, I would much rather spend my days digging into the tail number of planes in Fort Huachuca and stuff like that is a million times more interesting to me than following this bullshit. That's why, you know, I haven't paid a cable bill in well over 10 years. I do not watch TV at all. I don't watch any news. I just don't. You know, the only time I'll watch anything is if it's something huge. You know what I mean? And it's like, I got to see it. Other than that, I don't. This one I checked out of a long time ago. But you know, it just brings up a lot of questions. Okay, you know, like, okay, if we don't believe it, but the question is why? Why are we doing this? What is the point of this? You know what I mean? Like, I've seen enough to know that I have seen too much. Ridiculous. So we're all pretty much on the same page. Hate to sound harsh. I don't discount her grief, but this woman has no clue. Everybody's on the same page. I agree too. I hate war. Yes. The head down on a prayer mat. Well, Trump also treated praise to Allah today. The Pope had his head down on a prayer mat. Let me see. Let me fact check some things. We'll see, because, you know, we never know sometimes. I've been fooled before. You just never know. Did the prayer have his head down on a prayer mat today? I did hear something a few days ago about him saying that he won't pray for anybody to go into war. Thought I was talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Did the Pope have his head down on a prayer mat today? I don't know anything about Catholicism or being Catholic, or so I'm just a dummy, so bear with me. Says here he did deliver a message, and he urged world leaders to end the wars and renounce the conquest, celebrate in Jerusalem, Gaza, and Tehran. He gave the traditional Urbi et Orbi blessing to thousands gathered in the Vatican City. But as far as a prayer mat, no, I don't see anything about a prayer mat. Let me see if I can see it. Church Pop on Instagram. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. I've been the only one in the room right many times, Suzanne. So I'm And if it's not, it's not a big deal. Well, let's just look. So. Church pop. Well, she's definitely right. There is absolutely a video of him kneeling down and putting his head on a pillow. He puts his hands on a pillow and then puts his head on top of his hands. Yeah, I think it's, well, here's the thing. This is the world that we live in today, right? And it doesn't matter if we're going to debate, is the Pope really kneeling down on a pillow, or are the astronauts really looking out the window at the moon, or did that missile really blow up that building? This is the world that we're into today. It's weird. It's a weird place to be, because we can't just be like, no, or if we see the video on there, like, oh yeah, no, 100%, it's true. It's like, it almost kind of gets exhausting for us sometimes, right? To have to like figure it out. It's weird. Nothing on the internet. The Pope does not use prayer mats to pray, however. He sometimes stands on them as a sign of respect. That is a pillow. All priests do that on Good Friday. It's been for that. Okay. So that's what it is. It's the pillow. Yeah. So there's a mat with a pillow on it. So it's not a prayer mat, and they do that. So everyone was pretty much right. We figured it out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a dummy when it comes to the religion stuff. But yeah, with Savannah here, man, it doesn't make any sense. Why are they doing this?
He never suffered this excruciating not knowing. It isn't wrong to think such thoughts, to challenge our God with questions. God does not ask us to be stoics with standards of pain, with Zen-like remove, or shallow sloganeering about the hard battle God gives to his toughest soldiers.
Shoulders or soldiers. Sounds like just a written piece of propaganda. She wants to blame God, not the kidnapper, whoever, you know what I mean? It's just all very weird. Just like Erica Kirk. Oh, I forgive him. I forgive that young man. What? First of all, I mean, yeah. Well, maybe that's what it's all about. It's like, okay, because Turning Point and the fake evangelicals, and you guys seen what the lady that prayed over Trump was dressed in the other day? Let me pull that up. What are I can't remember her name, but she dresses like Erica Kirk. I don't know what to put in. She was just there. I don't know her name. Here we go.
And Mr. President, no one has paid the price like you have paid the price. It almost cost you your life. You were betrayed and arrested and falsely accused. It's a familiar pattern that our Lord and Savior showed us. But it didn't end there for him, and it didn't end there for you. God always had a plan. On the third day, he rose, he defeated evil, he conquered death, hell, and the grave. And because he rose, we all know that we can rise.
So there's just this, and Erica Kirk claims to be evangelical and what is Shabbat Shalom, and I don't know what she is, but I don't know if I'm reading too much into that, but I'm not a fan of the way these women are dressing up there talking about God, and it's all very strange. I think they're trying, long story short, I think that they're, I don't know if the Guthrie story has anything to do with it, but Turning Point and all that kind of stuff, part of it is destroying our religion here and making it their own religion. If Israel isn't going to exist as a country anymore, all those people flee the Middle East, I don't know. It's a toss up between what would you rather have, a Muslim, predominantly Muslim people here, or those, genocidal, homicidal, maniac Israelis? I don't know. What else we got? Oh, this dog cracks me up. We'll switch gears here for a second. Says, when your dog's favorite song is Tennessee Whiskey.
Alexa, play Cardi B.
Shuffling songs by Cardi B.
Look at me, God. Look at me, God. Look at me.
Alexa, pause. Alexa, pause. Alexa, play Tennessee Whiskey.
Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton.
Used to spend but your rescue made and brought me back. Oh, that's
Thought that was funny. I get Vito singing that song. Isn't that funny? Grateful, hello, good to see you. Dogs are the best, aren't they? It puts Theendu's voice to shame, right? Yes, it does. Where's Theendu at? Theendu's got to be in bed by now. What else do we have? This is another funny one. This one cracks me up. It's a little long, but it's worth it. We all miss Bob Barker.
I have a couple of prizes to show you, beginning with what?
How about a new toaster and stylish luggage? And finally, Joy, how about a new car? the Ford Fusion.
Here we are, Joy, to play 10 chances. Here's your pen. There are 2 numbers in the price of the toaster. Using 3 of those numbers, write down, using 2 of those 3 numbers, write down the price of the toaster. 2 numbers. Go ahead, Joy. Toaster. Write it down.
All right, Joe. Have a good night.
No, try again. Try it again. $58. No, Joy. Chance number 3. Come on, Joy. $80. You have won that toaster. You have 7 chances left. Now, in the price of the luggage, there are 3 numbers. Using 3 of those 4 numbers, write down the price of that luggage. $850. No, try again. Chance number 5. You can do it, Joy. Come on.
Good night, Patty.
Right. 853. No. All right. Go, Joy. Go. You lose your turn. 805. Joy, Joy. Help her, audience. She needs help. 3 numbers. $583. Joy. You're straying from the path here. I thought 580 is right. 580 is right. You have 1, 2, 3 chances at the top. In the price of the car, there are 5 numbers. Using all 5 numbers, write down the price of that automobile. Go. Come on, Joy. Right, Joy. 19,000 watt. 19,000 watt, Joy. 19, you can use the 1 twice. You can't do that. 19,000 watt. 19,000. Now, what, please tell me, do you have here? 19,300. 5 numbers. You've written 1930. 19,302.
Good night, GDM.
No, Joy. Now, come on. Let's go. You're going to lose your turn if you don't write. 13,000 watt. 19,000. All right, write it out now. Finish it off. You use the 1 twice there. Now, you've used the 1 here twice. Here are the 5 numbers. Using those 5 numbers, write it down. 13,000 watt. 19,000 watt. 19,000. 19,200. You've used the 1 twice. 1,000. You've used the 1 twice, Joy. Look, right down here. What do you want to write? You want to write 19,000? Write it down. Write it down. 19,000. Now you have the 3, you have the 2, and you have the 0 left. $320. And no, 1 more chance. 1 more chance. 21,000. All right, now you have the 3, the 0, and the 9 left. Go ahead. 9, 0. No, you won. Never.
That could have been the death of Bob Barker right there. I thought that was pretty funny. Megyn Kelly teeing off on Tiger Woods about his drunk driving. And good night to everybody that headed out. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Grateful. Grateful's still here. GDM and Patty and Joe Della and anybody else that had to jump off. Thank you for hanging out. Tiger Woods, got busted for drunk driving. for the second time, and no one thinks he should go back to golf now. He should just get treatment.
Tiger didn't kick things off on a good note when we now know, thanks to TMZ, that which got the body cam from the officer, the footage, he called President Trump. Like, as soon as he rolled the car and got out of it and the cops were there, he called the president, which is a douche move, I think. It's very clear he called to try to get out of this somehow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's my supposition, but why, there's a statement where he later said to the cops, and we're going to play the body cam, but he later says to the cops on scene, he was very apologetic for what he did last night. The night before, Trump had been on The Five on Fox News, and it said, I don't think Tiger's going to play the Masters this year. So he apparently outed a confidence that he received from Tiger. And keep in mind, he knows Tiger from the golf course. They're friends. And also Trump's now former daughter-in-law is dating him, Vanessa Trump, Don Jr.'s ex. So it sounds like Trump said something he wasn't at liberty to say and had apologized to Tiger in that phone call. So I suppose there's a chance that Trump called Tiger to apologize just in a few seconds after the rollover. But I'm going to go with Tiger called him and asked for some help because he knew this was going to be a PR disaster and potentially a legal one. Both were correct.
Yeah, that's the move, right? Who cares if you're drinking and driving? Because if you do roll your car, you can just call the president to get out of it. Because you're dating. Because you're going to be the father-in-law of Kai Trump, and you're the one that probably teaches her golf. So, Tiger, you just need to get a driver, dude, or something. This guy, he kind of comes on and does the Iranian press conferences. And he says that we killed our own soldiers, that we bombed our own soldiers. U.S. aircraft were shot down by Iran's air defense fire, and the Americans bombed their own soldiers, is what he is saying.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
And we don't need to listen to the whether that's true or not. We don't really know what's going on over there. Joe Rogan just being the weirdo that, he's such a weirdo now. Listen to his take on transgender going to the bathroom.
You ever meet Blair White? You're like, there's no way that's a guy. No?
Never met Blair White.
She's been on the podcast before. All my security guards were like,
hey, buddy.
Kind of hot.
Yeah.
It seems like you're around a girl.
I see. You're seeing that pheromones. Dude, almost brought some cologne in today, man.
You got pheromones for me?
Almost brought some.
Blair White.
Oh.
Come on, bro. If you're on an island,
bro. Huh?
Let's go.
Yeah, brother.
You don't have to be Jim Norton to buy into that.
Gosh. That's a man?
Well, it's a transgender woman. So make with what you will. So if she wants to use the women's room, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
You can call it wiener if you want. I call it that long pussy. You feel me? That's what they call it in prison, dude. Who wants some of this long pussy?
I don't know if she's had the operation.
And I'm joking, Blair. I don't know this person.
She's a nice lady.
I bet she is, and I don't know.
Nice transgender lady.
I'm not trying to assume anything. I never met her, but I think if she wants to swim for that,
there's exceptions to the rule. You ever meet Blair White?
Joe Rogan is so weird, man. Do you want to have sex with a transgender woman, Joe? Is that what you're telling us? I mean, I really think that's what he's trying to say. That he is. Oh man, she's done my podcast. All my security guards were like, "Yeah, are you sure it was all your security guards and it wasn't you? Are you sure you're the one that doesn't want to fuck the transgender woman, Joe? You fucking weirdo." I don't care, man. You still men pretending to be women do not belong in women's bathrooms, period. Okay? I think the atrazine, they put the atrazine in his coffee or something. He seems like he's a little Eddie Murphy-ish there with the whole transgender thing. Not a fan. Iran is telling a lie to make the U.S. military look bad. They want people to believe the U.S. is making big mistakes, but there is no proof it is true. Yeah, I better go too. Have a good night, Mossada and everyone. All right, Suzanne, have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you coming. Yeah, it's true. It's true, Adam. We don't know what's going on. And both sides are probably lying, right? I mean, what is this? Megyn Kelly talking about HRT. You know, for a while I was on HGH, human growth hormone. I shoot myself up every night in the stomach. You know, it's along the lines with TRT, and it's just getting more and more popular. I quit doing it a long time ago. It worked for a while, then I quit feeling the effects of it. I like methylene blue better. But Megyn Kelly does HRT, which is, I think, hormone replacement therapy.
Yes, I love it. I have to say, so I'm doing HRT and I love it. And I will say, like, it's resolved so many things like that were going wrong with me that I had no idea were hormone related. Like I had very annoying dry eye and it's gone. Like it's completely resolved the dry. It's like crazy. Who knew that that was related to hormones and other weird things that suddenly are no longer present. You feel better, you look better, your skin is better, you feel more vibrant, the brain fog, like there's so many advantages to it, but people don't want to talk about it because I don't know, it's a sign of getting older, or for some, you know, you say testosterone, you're like, what's going on down south? Well, no, like it'll help you everywhere, including there. But like, there's no shame in getting older and having these things happen and you saying, no, I refuse. I'm going down swinging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look amazing, Megyn. I mean, if anybody was a perfect poster child for HRT, it's you. You really do look incredible. And I think that it's you know, it's true. I mean, all those things that you just mentioned, you can actually, there's science behind it. The data is there. This stuff works.
So, and it does work. It's just, I think it's like anything else, you know, for us, you know, for me personally, when I did it, I was taking, what you do is you get a powder, a peptide, and you mix it with a, you know, a antibacterial static water, I don't know what, I can't remember what the name of it is. Boom, put one into the other. Now you got your peptide solution. And that's what you inject into yourself. I quit feeling the effects of it after a while. And I started telling myself, like, I don't even know what, you know, how do you even know what this is? We don't. You know, I mean, we're not scientists. There's no way to test that as far as I know. So I just gave up on it. Really? That's weird. But Johnny, hello. I hope you're doing good. You know, if I had the money, I would probably do it again, but I would just want to make sure that I was getting the good stuff, you know, because I told the doctor that was giving it to me, you know, I would just go like on Skype, talk to him, then it would come from Florida. And I told him, I was like, man, I don't really feel it anymore. And it was like $150 a month. He goes, well, we can put you on this other stuff, something N135, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it was. I was like, I was like, I'm good. So injecting anything, no good. Yeah. Got to be careful with it, you know. But people do like the B12 and all the HGH and the TRT and the stem cells. And there's a lot of injecting going on, you know. They don't need to vaccinate us with an actual traditional vaccine if everybody's voluntarily for working out peptides. Yeah, it's you know, my buddy does a lot. The working out peptides, yeah, lots of people do them. You know, they're very popular, but yeah, you do got to be careful with it. I can't believe I got myself to shoot myself up. And at first I was doing it in my stomach. And then I started doing it in my leg. And then I quit. I was like, this is enough. Enough is enough. But yeah, I did it for several months. All right, what else do we have here? I think that's it. That is all I have today. So, yeah, I think let me see what else we got here. Any breaking news? Big Pharma. Astronauts. Apparently, Trump is going to do White House press conference tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern time. So, what's up, Don? How are you, sir? Good to see you. What was the HGH like? Just gives you a lot of energy, a lot of stamina. You know, it's but it's short-lived. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world for a couple weeks, and then it slowly diminishes, and then, you know, poking yourself with the needle becomes less and less fun because you're getting less and less reward. I just, you know what I mean? It's just not for me. So Todd Father does TRT, and he likes it. Now, she was on HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, where, you know, a lot of things are hormonal. And I might try that one. If I were to do another one, I might try that one because a lot, you know, and, you know, especially as men, you know, we're like, you know, oh, your hormone, check your, and that's like a woman thing. But, you know, hormones can really put people out of whack. So I might try that, you know. Like she said, you know, if you have the money, why not go down swinging? I mean, I do all the, you guys know I do all the supplements, you know, methylene blue and everything else under the sun that I can get my hands on. Usually I don't do any of the injecting ones anymore, but I might try the hormone one. I think Megan might have convinced me. Working overnights wrecked you. I smoke nicotine, if that counts. Well, nicotine is good for you for cognitive abilities. It's just horrible for your lungs, right? But there's all kinds of, you know, proof. And, you know, as a longtime smoker myself, you know, I get it, you know. And it's crazy, too, because when I worked in a casino, they had a smoking break room and a non-smoking break room. You go in the smoking break room and everybody's talking and there's a lot of information being passed back and forth. You go into the no smoking break room and it's just all quiet. You know, it's weird. So yeah, it definitely is you know, a cognitive enhancer, but it's not good for your lungs. The older you get, your levels can drop. Oh, you don't inhale? Okay, well, that's good. As long as you don't inhale, you're good. I didn't inhale, and I didn't have sexual relations with that woman. The creepy fucker, right? But the country was in the best time of its life, and for, you know, at least for us, I think, was during Bill Clinton's presidency. The 90s. From, you know, he was president from 92 to 2000. If we could go back to those years, you know what I mean? 95, 96, man. You don't inhale cigars or you're going to regret. Yeah, right. You got to be a complete degenerate to inhale the cigars. I've done it before, but yeah, you don't want to do that. I like cigars, but cigars, they always do something weird to me. Like, they make me anxious. I don't know if that makes any sense. Cigarettes, you know, they'll calm you down for the most part, I guess. Short term, they do. That's why people will smoke. But cigars, I don't know. They always made me feel anxious. Weird. It's a ton of nicotine. Yeah, maybe that's just what it is. They say that those nicotine lozenges or pouches are really good for your cognitive ability, but quitting smoking cigarettes was the hardest thing that I ever did. You know, and I don't ever want to smoke again, so I'm just not going to risk it. I don't want to be addicted to nicotine ever again. 3 a day, I sleep much better, less wake up gaps. Right on, Gianni. Yeah, and you know, I'm really going to miss her. My girlfriend told me to choose between her and the cigars. Hey, I don't fault you for that, Adam, because I think all of us, men and women, when we get older, you know, like a lot of us, I don't know how many people are single, but, you know, I've been single for like 14 years. If I want a date, I'll go on a date. But, you know, I'm just interested in growing my business. I don't want to be in a relationship. I have no desire for that. She would have to come, you know, she would have to be badass for me to like invest time in a relationship. That's just not, I'm not interested in that right now. So I get it, you know. And for that reason, that's one of the main reasons right there, Adam, right? And I know you're joking, but yeah. I don't want anybody telling me I can't smoke weed or I shouldn't be doing this or get a job or, you know, no, thank you. And I don't want to have to pretend to like something that I don't like. I don't want to go somewhere that I don't want to go. You know what I mean? I don't want to go to a movie when I don't want to go to a movie. I don't want to go out to eat when I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to do nothing that I don't want to do when I don't want to do it. Period. I'm not trying to take one for the team, you know, carry my weight, chip in, none of that shit. I just want to be by myself. You know what I mean? I like raising my granddaughter and my kids, and that's it. To each their own. Some people would say that's, you know, like, you know, my buddy Brian struggles with being lonely sometimes. Well, now he has a cat, so he should be just fine. George Burns smoked about 10 a day. Yeah, it was funny when he was on Johnny Carson and he goes, "What about the doctor?" He goes, "My doctor's dead." Let's see here. Yeah, let's watch this real quick.
My first guest tonight is a very special friend. I have great admiration I've had for many, many years for this gentleman, and a special visitor to the night show. Would you welcome Mr. George Burns?
Must be very healthy. Oh, bloody nose. I haven't seen blood. January the 20th will be 31 years.
How are you? It's good. It's great to see you.
It's good to see you. It's good to see anybody. I'm back in show business.
Back in show business? How long were you in the hospital? I'm sure the whole country knows that you went in, and it was surgery, and it was not just a casual thing, was it?
I really don't know how long I was there. I can tell you how it happened. Mm-hmm. It's silly. I was playing bridge at the club, which I always do, and I got a pain in my chest and in my arm. But I can stand pain, see? So I've had it before. And if I got a good hand, I don't feel the pain. See? So anyway, I happened to mention that I got a pain on my chest. My arm, the fellow says, you better go see a doctor. So I did. Went to see Dr. Kennemer, and I got there, and he and Dr. Sugarman took a look at me. And he said, George, this is very serious.
I'm going to play a shorter version of it.
What number of cigar is this for you today now?
This is my 10th or 11th cigar. I smoke between 15 and 20 cigars a day.
As your doctor said to you, now, George, you
My
got
doctor is dead.
What number of cigar? What number of cigar? What number of cigar is?
So those are all the same clip. That's the clip I wanted to play. My doctor's dead. He was awesome. Just sitting here enjoying my Liga Privada number 9 while the meat is on the bar. Oh, nice. Liga Privada number 9. Let's look this up. Liga Privada number 9. Drew Estate Liga Privada number 9. Let's see what Don's smoking on. Take your cookie notice. The Privada number 9 is a cigar you must try. The wrapper alone will make your mouth water. A jet blacked Oscuro leaf that's toothy, oily, and a marvel to look at. Underneath, age-long fillers from 7 different farms unite, creating a bold and complex bouquet. However, an extra year's worth of aging has morphed this tasty creature into a rich, meaty cigar with various notes of toast, coffee, and chocolate into a smooth, satisfying experience. How much are these guys, huh? Pack of 50, $109 for me. So that's not too bad, right? That's not a bad price, right? But then, you got to shipping and all that kind of stuff. And I know you got to pay an arm and a leg. You probably pay a lot more than that over where you're at, Don. They got the Flying Pig, Corona Viva, Robusto, Bellicoso, the Corona Double, and the Toro. Oh wait, so these are all La Vida number 9. They're just different ones. I see. See, I don't know anything about cigars. Let me get back to the chat. 15 to 20 a day. I hate to see his cigar, right? And he smoked a shit ton. I mean, expensive ones. Legata Privada 9 is great. My favorite is the T52. Oh, yeah. So there's all different ones. George Byrne booked his 100th birthday show at the London Palladium years in advance, but he was too ill to perform. He passed away at 100 years old. That's crazy. Hold on, let me see something. To grow the wrapper for the cigar a mile from my sister's house in Connecticut. Oh, that's awesome. They're anywhere from 18 to 25 bucks at the store. Good night, Grateful. Sorry, we probably booted you right out of here with cigar talk. Like, I came here for X videos, not Privada number 9s. Have a good night. They cost me $240 Australian plus about 400 tobacco tax on top for about 10. So $6.40. So you're spending literally $64 a cigar. So I could see why you're kicking back and enjoying that cigar tonight. Yep. Well, you know, that's crazy. It is a crazy price, but you know, it's the you get what you pay for, right? I mean, it's the price you pay if you want to smoke cigars. It's really fucked up that I mean, we don't even need to start. We're just going to end up just raising our blood pressure talking about the prices of cigars and this kind of shit, but it is just criminal. You know what I mean? Like it should just be like almost like a basic human right to be able to smoke a very good cheap cigar. You know what I mean? Not cheap in quality, cheap in price. Cigars should not, I mean, I can understand paying an arm and a leg for an expensive cigar. You know, if that's what the maker of the cigar charges based on, supply and demand or whatever. But the tax, that's the fucking bullshit part of it. Listen to Mount Ipan cigars, Cubans in particular, you don't even want. Oh, I can imagine. Gianni. Why are you still up? Good question, Donna. Well, I'm definitely not doing a show tomorrow morning. I already thought about it. Going out to dinner with the girls for pizza tomorrow. So I'm just going to kind of just move. What I'm going to do is just get up probably about, based on time I'm going to bed tonight, I probably won't go to bed till about 9 tonight, which is like midnight for me. So I'll get up probably about 5 or 6 and then like a normal person tomorrow, and then go buy strawberries and do that whole thing. Go out and sell for a couple hours and go that route. Actually, I take that back. I might have to drive down to Shelton tomorrow, but it'll be around the same time. It's either I'm going out to sell tomorrow or I'm driving down to Shelton. Because I waited till the last minute to pay for this basketball tournament that I'm doing at the end of the month, and the deadline to pay for my spot is tomorrow. I texted the guy today; he didn't get back to me, so I asked him, "Can I do a Cash App or something? If not, I might have to drive down to their office, which is like a little over an hour down one way." So I really shouldn't. Huge. So I really shouldn't. What an insane price. I found out I can keep my channel name, but the content is down for now. Okay, right on. That's cool. Gauge. That was the word we were looking for. Let me go back. So I really shouldn't gauge what's an insane price. Yes. Well, Todd Father says bring some with you. It's all in perspective. I mean, people would think, especially the little amount of money that I make compared to how much money I spend on weed a month. I mean, it's embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. It's embarrassing. But what are you going to do? It's one life to live, each to their own. We all enjoy things in life. Some people like to drink beer. Some people like to smoke cigarettes, cigars, weed, gamble, coffee at Starbucks, which can be hundreds of dollars a month if you're not careful. You know what I mean? I drink my coffee at home, which saves me a ton of money. That alone, quitting smoking cigarettes and drinking my coffee at home, being disciplined on that, allows me to smoke as much weed as I want. Because if I were to go out and buy coffee every day and still smoke cigarettes, which I was smoking a pack a day, we're looking at, between the cigarettes and the coffee, man, that's $500, $600 a month that I save. and I drink a lot of coffee. But the way that I drink my coffee at home, it's only like 5-10 cents a cup. It doesn't cost much. So, long story short, you can see my live from a while ago. Okay, right on. I don't know why I don't ever see your. I'm subscribed to your channel, but I only see your lives or your videos after the fact. I need to go and look at that. Yeah, don't worry, Todd. Gianni's bringing plenty. You don't leave home without cigars if you're Gianni. You know what I mean? It's like me. If I have to leave the house for more than 5 hours, I'm like, okay, do I got my weed and everything with me? You know. The Arturo Fuente is cheap and tastes good. I never smoked a Cuban, me neither. And at one point I would, yeah, it's not worth it to me. Like maybe when I'm 70 or 80, depending on my health. If my health starts to deteriorate, I'll smoke cigars. Fuck it. Why not? You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking smokers. Again, it was the hardest thing I ever did was quit. I mean, I was smoking a pack a day, you know, sometimes a little more than that. It's the hardest thing I ever had to quit doing. And I don't ever want to have to go through that again, you know, because what happens for most people is it becomes a, you know, I quit for 2 weeks. I quit for 6 months. I quit for this. I quit for that. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? It was the last cigarette I smoked was April 4th, 2018. So, wow. I just passed a year. I didn't even realize it was, you know, so was that 8 years? It's been 8 years since I quit smoking. That's fucking crazy. And a pack a day is 7,200 cigarettes a year. So that's 56, but basically 60,000 cigarettes that I would have smoked if I didn't quit. 60,000 cigarettes I didn't put in my lungs in 8 years. Because, you know, people will just smoke forever and ever and ever. You know, to each their own. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that because it's so fucking addictive. It's so addictive. People that smoke cigarettes know that. I don't know if cigars are just as addictive to you guys, but that was no joke, quitting smoking cigarettes, man. I knew I was going to quit too. I remember looking at putting the pack down, and I was just at like a seriously shitty point in my life, and it's like this is not going to help. You know, I don't have the money for this anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done with the cigarette thing. I'm done. And it was rough, man. Those like 2 weeks, it's fucking rough. I remember sitting on my couch going, life is going to just suck forever. I remember thinking that. Like, life is literally just going to suck now because I can't smoke. It's like such a stupid way to think, but that's just how it goes. Yeah, don't smoke a cigar. If you don't already smoke Todd, don't smoke one. Adam Sanfuente is cheap, not all. The Opus X Series, its best, is very expensive. Cost of money is worth it to you. That's it. I mean, I can carry a thermos of coffee with me winter and summer. I refuse to pay $3 for a 24. Yeah, same. Well, I don't refuse, Adam, because I will. I'm not gonna lie. I will buy a coffee if I'm out and I need one. I will buy one. But I've gotten really good. The place that I set up a lot at to sell my stuff. Hold on, I gotta mute real quick. The place that I normally set up to sell all my goodies at is literally I'm looking at a coffee shop, Bigfoot Java, all day long, right across the street, the drive-through. And I used to go over there all the time. Somebody did buy me a coffee there yesterday. But I'm pretty disciplined now. I always think to myself, you don't need it. You can, if you just wait till you get home that's just money that you can save for weed. That's what I always tell myself, which is dumb, but it works. Like, you could use that money for weed. You don't need to spend it on coffee. I'll tell myself that with going out to eat too. It's like, dude, that's your weed money. Just go home and eat. Me cigars, classic cars, and espresso. I have been live every day. I know, I always see him after the fact, Donna. It's weird. Your addiction is coffee. That's my addiction. One of my addictions. Coffee and weed. You know, they say weed's not addictive. Well, it's like, I mean, come on. It kind of is. Right? I mean, anything you do, I put it there with coffee. You know, coffee's addictive, weed's addictive. It's the same type of addiction. You know, it's like a caffeine addiction. I go to see the replays and they disappear. She took all her content down, she said, but it will be back. Gianni, I wish I was strong enough to quit smoking, but until then, at least I don't have to pay 12 to 13, sometimes 15 for a pack of cigarettes. You will quit one day, Adam. It really is just a matter of, I heard this one time and it makes a lot of sense. It's so underrated. And I talked about this when Brian was quitting on Thindu's show one day, because Thindu smokes too. It really can be as simple as setting a date on your, write it on your calendar. I'm going to quit tomorrow. I'm going to quit on Wednesday. I'm going to quit on Friday. Whenever it is, I'm going to quit on the first of the month. Write it down and set that date. Okay. Now, whether you quit, you know, a lot of times it happens the night before. I learned that, you know, with my business, like the mental, if the mental preparation isn't there the night before, it's failure the next day. I already have to know what I'm doing tomorrow. If I don't, I'm fucked. So I already have to have my game plan set. And it's kind of like that, you know, like when you know, a lot of times people will just wake up and totally forget, like, oh yeah, I was going to quit today. You know, but you write it on your calendar. Hopefully you can mentally prepare the night before. And whether you go through with it or not, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you smoke a cigarette first thing in the morning. The point is that you wrote it down and you made a commitment to try and quit. And even if you fail 100 times, eventually you're going to succeed. And every time you set a date, this is the important part. It's like tearing off a ticket and putting it into a bucket. So every time you set a date, you're putting a ticket in that bucket. Eventually the bucket's going to tip and you're going to win the prize. But it's not going to tip if you don't keep putting tickets in the bucket. You have to put the tickets in the bucket. So, and the only way you put a ticket in the bucket is to set the date on the calendar. And I told him, my buddy smokes, and he really, really wants to quit. And the setting the date is so underrated, because people will say, okay, I'm going to quit. And then they try, works for 3 days, and then they go back to smoking. Then for some reason, their brain won't allow them to set the date again. They don't want to set the date, even though it's just simple as writing it on the calendar. Tomorrow I'm going to quit. Thursday I'm going to quit. So that's my best advice to anybody that wants to quit, because it is the hardest thing that you're ever going to do. But that's the catalyst to it. And then just remember that, you know, usually between like day 7 and 10, for me, that's when it was. So, you know, the end of 2 weeks, that's the roughest part. It's easy to quit for like the first week, and then it gets super fucking hard. But if you can break through that almost to the 2 week point, you're golden after that. That's just my advice. Some real pricks out there with nothing better to. Isn't that the truth? All habits suck when you give them up. Yep. I smoked 1.5 packs to 2 packs of Dunhills a day when I smoked. Was forced to quit for 5 years. I pick it back up again, got forced to quit again for 8 years, got home, and now just cigars. And that's a lot of people's story, Gianni. That was kind of my story too, you know. I quit, and then I quit for, I think, 4 years. I can't remember how long I quit for. And then my ex broke up with me. And then I started smoking again because I was stressed out. You know, and I've heard other people say that relationship issues gets them to start smoking again, you know. And then that was in 2000. So I smoked from 2000 to 2018, basically a pack of cigarettes a day. Yikes. You know what I mean? But your body has a really good ability, especially your lungs can repair themselves. And like my breathing, I used to have like wheezing, and everybody gets wheezing when they get sick, but I used to have this, like, it would not really go away when I smoked cigarettes. I had like just this kind of wheezing, and then I noticed that, and I quit coughing up a lot of phlegm. Even though I smoke weed every day, it's just nothing when it was all cigarettes. And I noticed, here I am coughing. I noticed that like colds and sore throats and runny noses was all related to smoking. I used to get runny noses and sore throats all the time. Don't get them anymore. I still do once in a while, but not like I did when I smoked cigarettes. So, yeah, I always try to encourage people to quit smoking if they can. You know, it's bad, but you know, cigars, that's a different. You know, that's like, first of all, degenerates can't smoke cigars. You know what I mean? It's for the upper crust. So you guys are making your own decisions. You know what you're doing. You're successful. It is what it is. You want to smoke cigars, you know, just please don't do it in the car. You know, if I'm in the car, that type of thing. It was my favorite thing to get my dad for his birthdays when he was alive was cigars, you know. He worked for the power company, for the city of Tacoma Power Company for like 35 years. He used to drive around in his truck smoking those cigars like a champ. The day I quit Starbucks was probably the best day of my life. Yeah, Donna, now that's another hard one to quit too. I didn't experience it, but I could only imagine. My daughter wrecked my car on Easter when she was 16. Dad, can I take your car? She just got her license. Dad, can I take your car? A brand new car. Can I take your car to Starbucks to get a coffee? Sure. Here's the keys. 30 seconds later. What the hell? Go out there, my car's the whole bumper's half of it's off. She scraped it on the concrete wall pulling out of the driveway, going to Starbucks. I'm throwing my hat on the ground. I knew I hated Starbucks for a reason. God dang it. We had insurance though. Wasn't a big deal. You gotta love those experiences in life. You know, that was like, what, 10 years ago? 11 years ago? Donna, see, when I stopped a cigarette, I had to stay away from coffee for a couple of weeks. Yeah, now that's crazy, Gianni. I mean, that's like as real as it gets right there. The morning cup of coffee. That's when everybody's plans for smoking go straight out the window. How can you have a cup of coffee without a cigarette? My God. Yeah, and that's real too, because I mean, that's why my mom was never able to quit smoking cigarettes, was because of coffee. I know it. You know, you can't have one without the other. And for me, and it's why I'll smoke weed in the morning too a lot of times, is because it is the substitute for the cigarettes. So, and people can chalk that up and judge it any which way they want. You know, do you really truly quit smoking if you're still smoking weed every day? Well, like I said, to each their own. But yeah, coffee and smoking, they go hand in hand. I mean, I was drinking coffee. It's 8 o'clock now. I drink coffee up until I go to bed a lot of times, like an idiot. You know, that's just me. You know, and is it bad for your adrenals and all this kind of stuff? Coffee's not as bad as people think it is. You know, now you got to be careful with the caffeine and the adrenals and all that kind of stuff. But it's not, you know, it's depending on what type of coffee you're drinking and what you're adding to it. You know, I don't put sugar in my coffee. I am just using store-bought creamer now, so it's got sugar and seed oil in it. It ain't nothing good. But I usually make my own creamer. You know, and I try to buy good coffee. But yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm a degenerate when it comes to drinking coffee, and I don't care. Because, you know, I am proud of myself for quitting smoking cigarettes. Because that, you know, and I hear people like Adam say he's not strong enough. You know, he is. It's just, it is going to be the hardest thing that you ever take on, and then you'll know. It's weird. Like, it just clicks. For anybody that's quit smoking cigarettes, you just know. You know, and you know it's not going to be fun, but you're up for the fight. Because it is a fight. And it's a constant battle for a couple weeks. But everybody has it in them, you know. I got my beans freshly roasted, 2 packs, 4 kilograms a week. Yeah. That's what's up, Don. I need to go that route, you know. I think I'm going to start doing that. Because there's one place in particular that I just like the people there. They roast their own beans. I need to go there and start buying. I'm gonna pay more, but I think I might do that tomorrow. Go get some freshly roasted beans. Don, do they grow coffee beans in Australia? From Colombia. Yeah, so coffee only grows between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, I believe, right? It can grow all around the earth, but just a little bit above and below the equator. So you can have like Southeast Asia and Africa and South America, places like that. It does have a different spectrum of climates. That's how I quit Mossada Solitaire. Hello, hello. I see a date 2 weeks out and mentally prepared myself to quit. You set a date 2 weeks out. Yeah. I had to do it several times before I got it. Yeah, no, that's exactly how it goes, you know. And that's how come you quit, though, is because you did it the several times. And that's why I say it's so underrated to continue to set the date. I'm going to quit tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you smoke and you're so just disappointed in yourself that, you know, I'm a loser. Fuck this. I'm not, you know, fuck it. And they don't even want to set a date. Another one. But it's just that simple. The fact that you try it again and again is why you quit. That's the power right there. You know, a lot of people, it's like, yeah, you know, they don't, it's basically just getting clear, you know, clearing the muddy waters of your mind and how to, you know, just making a plan on how to quit smoking. It's very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming to take on. I know, and you know, because you've been there. So, willpower, a lot of willpower involved in it. But it's even more than the willpower. It's a predetermined. You just know. I think you just know. It's the hardest thing I ever did, Gianni. And like Mossada said, I thought life would always suck. Yeah, isn't that funny? It's so stupid to think about, right? Solitaire now, but I did. I swear I was on that couch looking at a pool table and just thinking I was just angry. I was literally angry. This is gonna fucking suck. This is just gonna suck. It's just gonna be boring. That's what I was telling myself. It's just gonna be boring, right? It's just, this is stupid. Why am I even doing this? This is stupid. That's what my brain was telling myself. It's crazy. It's like we know why it's so hard to quit, because a lot of people can't quantify or verbalize those thoughts they're having. But that's your brain, the devil on your shoulder saying, just smoke. Just fucking smoke, you dummy. What are you doing? Mossada thinks I will set a date and see what happens. So yeah, Adam, it is. And just full honesty and disclosure, there's a good chance that date's not going to work. The power is setting the date again. I swear to you, if you can set the date, whether it works or not, if it works, great, you're done. But if it doesn't work, and I'm not going to say it probably won't work, but there's a good chance that it won't work. If you can set the date again, now you're talking. Mark my words. Then you're talking. Okay. Anybody can quit. Anybody can try to quit. Pretty much everybody fails. All of us have been there. Solitaire, myself included. But if you can set the date more than once, now you're in business. Trust me on that. And we are here supporting you. 26 years, quit cigarettes, smoking cigars for about 4 years. Gave up powdered coffee when I gave up cigarettes. Replaced it with espresso coffee. See, and Don's like, it's a perfect example of somebody that had did it for a long time. And like, why would you even bother at that point is what a lot of people will say to themselves. Why even bother? I've been doing this for 26 years. Why quit? But Don, 4 years removed. 26 years you quit smoking cigarettes. So you started smoking cigars 4 years ago. Well, let me ask you this. Did you feel scared that you were going to start smoking cigarettes again? Did that cross your mind at all? And do you have cravings for cigarettes now that you smoke cigars? I'm curious. That would be good information for me. Good luck, Adam. It did work for me. Hope it works for you too. Donna says that's great, Dawn. Adam, all the best. Espresso is good stuff anyway. It is good. I love espresso, but I can't do straight espresso. I got to have my I love coconut milk and coffee now. I don't like, I don't know if I'm lactose intolerant, but even when I eat ice cream, I just feel weird. I love coffee and coconut milk. Now, drip coffee with coconut milk, and I got to have coconut milk mixed with the almond milk, and then you add the little cinnamon and the sugar and all that to make it drinkable for me personally. But when I go to the place, to the espresso place, and have them make it with the coconut milk, it is good. I don't go to Starbucks though. I will go to Starbucks if my granddaughter wants a cake pop, and I will get a coffee once in a while. But yeah, this is what we're here for. I had to quit drinking beer for a while. When I quit, nothing like a cigarette and a cold beer. Yeah, see, and that's the thing too. Another reason why you were successful is because you identify the triggers. And it's not that people can't not identify the triggers. The biggest one is coffee, right? Coffee and a cigarette. But yeah, drinking a beer too. Man, when I used to drink and smoke cigarettes, it's just not even, it just makes my throat hurt and my head hurt even thinking about it. The amount of cigarettes I would smoke, my God, when I was drinking, holy smokes, literally, no pun intended. Wife's turning off TV off. That's that for Gianni. I'll see you in the morning. All right, Gianni, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. We won't be on too much longer. You know what? We don't have any right to judge anyone here. Nope, 100%. We've all been through the ringer. A lot of us have. And if they judge, fuck them anyways, right, Donna? No one cares what anybody thinks about us at our age right now. You know what I mean? And it's like I could so care less what people think about me. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm a good person, not perfect, and yeah. The trolls are out there. They're always going to be there. You know, even in real life, like with my business, the things that I've had to deal with over the last couple of years, it's just, I'm just as proud of myself as dealing with those as I am with quitting smoking cigarettes. Because when you learn with maturity, then I heard this lady who was running for a council position today. She said on Facebook, I learned a lot of things about me today I didn't know. And I know exactly what she's talking about. And then she put, sometimes you just have to look at them and smile. And that's so true. Sometimes you just got to look at them and smile. You know, when you're in person. On the internet, it's a little bit different. But yeah, totally agree. Good night, Adam. Adam's heading out. I don't use milk or sugar. Black is the only way I can do coffee. Plus, I don't think I'll ever understand iced coffee. Oh, Adam. Iced coffee. Well, see, I'm from Washington, and we're the number one coffee drinkers over here in Washington. You know, that's where Starbucks was. The first Starbucks store was in Pike Place Market, 1971. I think it was, or 77. I think it was 71, actually. We drink, and we have coffee climate here in Washington. Gray skies, you know, cool weather all the time. It's perfect for coffee. You know, iced coffee is amazing. Now you got to have the right type of iced coffee. If you do a cold brew with just a little bit of cream, man, you're in for a bitter experience. That's an acquired taste. But you want to drink an amazing iced coffee, I recommend Vietnamese French drip coffee. You know, they put the little stainless steel thing up top and it goes into the cream and you mix that out. Oh, man, that stuff is amazing. But just your standard, you know, I'll get like a white chocolate mocha with coconut milk iced. Boom. All day long. Yes, I was bored, felt like I lost a friend when I quit. Yeah, right? It was a habit to have a cigar in my hand and then a scotch in the other, or coffee. I think amazing that you are still able to drink coffee after quitting smoking. For me, coffee was a big trigger to pick up a cigarette. Yeah, well, same here, Adam. And, you know, to be honest with you, so for me, this is what I did. So I quit April 4th, 2018. And it was probably about a week later. No, actually, I think I was already vaping, to be honest. I think I already started picking up vaping. So I vaped for a year and a month. It was May 5th of 2019 that I quit vaping. And boy, did I need that vape for that year. I was a bartender in 2018. And it was a fun job, but it got really stressful on the weekend nights, especially on, you know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. We're slammed. And you only have a few seconds. I would go out and hit that vape like a fucking champ. Just power hit that thing outside real quick. But then I started getting worried about the popcorn lungs and all the weird things I was hearing about it. And quitting doing the vape was not nearly as hard. It's not even in the same category. It's quit smoking cigarettes. So that's how I did it. I needed to vape for a little while. Oh, dang. I should be putting cinnamon. Oh, yeah, cinnamon and nutmeg in the coffee. Boom. What I do is I do a can of coconut milk, and I'll put this in a 32-ounce cup. This is how I make my creamer. A can of coconut milk. Then I fill the rest of it up with the organic almond milk. And I make sure I get organic almond milk. Just 3 ingredients. almonds, water, and sea salt. Because if you look at like Silk or some of those almond milks, man, and who the fuck knows what's in that shit? Sorry to cuss. So it's the coconut milk, the almond milk, cinnamon, and nutmeg. When I first started making it, I was putting in vanilla extract and then mango fruit, I think is what it is. It's like some type of, or I don't even need that in it. I don't put the mango fruit or the vanilla. It's just a waste of money for my opinion. I just go straight with that. A little cinnamon and nutmeg, boom. That's my creamer. And so there's 0 sugar in that cup of coffee. But, you know, the coffee I'm drinking now, I am using a caramel oat milk creamer that's got seed oil and sugar and all that bullshit in it. So it is what it is. But normally I make my own creamer. That's how I go. That's how I roll. But it's not for everybody because it doesn't taste great, but it's good enough for me. And it's the benefits of it, because as much coffee as I drink without the sugar, without all that other bullshit, I can handle it. But boy, do I love that caramel creamer that I have in there now. It is good. Because they add like that gum xanol, or whatever, however you say that. That's what makes the cream creamy, whatever that stuff is. For me, absolutely nothing belongs in coffee, especially cinnamon. Well, there's only been one coffee I've ever been able to drink black, just straight, and it was a Kona coffee from Hawaii that my buddy ordered and paid an arm and a leg for. I am just not capable of drinking black coffee. My mom was a black coffee drinker too. You'd never catch her put creamer in her coffee or sugar. I don't know how she did it. So, to each their own on that one. We are good people. Yes, we are. I wish I could drink my coffee black. I just can't do it. I use honey and heavy cream in my. See, the heavy cream, I will use it in a pinch. I don't like it in my coffee. I don't know. Even like the tiniest amount is just weird. But yeah, I will use it as well. The honey in the coffee, I have heard of people doing that. I can't say it's not my thing because honestly, I've never done it. And it's not necessary for me because I don't need sweetener in my coffee anymore. But yeah, I can't believe I've never tried honey in my coffee. I must have at least once in my life. Gotta have cream. Dutch Bros is better. Oh yeah, Cheryl, hello. Yeah. Now if you put there's not. I mean, that is me too. Other than like if it was mom and pop shop, I'm going there first every time. But if you put like Starbucks and Dutch Bros and Bigfoot Java, or I don't know what else you guys got around you, I'm going Dutch Bros every time, unless it's a mom and pop shop, which we do. Seattle, Washington State, we just have millions of mom and pop coffee shops. So that's where I would try to go if I could. But yeah, you are right. Dutch Bros has good customer service too. They'll come out and, kind of like Chick-fil-A, they'll take your order while you're in your car, and even take the payment. So when you get up to the window, your coffee, they just hand it to you and you're good to go, and plus they'll sit there and bullshit with you for a minute. There's one Dutch Bros in particular that I go to when I go do events to this place that's pretty much in a food desert. There's nothing around. And so you see that Dutch Bros, like, yes. And they're always really friendly there. Hope you're doing well, Cheryl. Cream makes it so good. I'm having some now. Don't make me make any coffee, solitaire, please, because I will. If you've never tried Dutch Bros, it's a must. I mean, it's not like, you got to run out and get it. But yeah, like if you have choices, I mean, Dutch Bros over Starbucks every time, in my opinion. Dutch Bros has great coffee. Now, you can mess up and order one of their like signature drinks, and some of those are probably entirely too sweet. I'm just guessing, but just their coffee in general for their, like if you're going to get a white chocolate mocha with coconut milk, boom, that shit is very good. I just got a blended mocha, just like a milkshake. Yeah, those are. Don't tell Tommy Stick that. You can't even order my white chocolate mocha with coconut milk. He calls it a frozen dessert or a liquid dessert or something. Yeah, I love the blended mochas too, though. Right up to the brain freeze. I can understand people drinking iced coffee. Just don't call it coffee, and we could still be friends. Yeah, I could compromise with that, Adam, because it does kind of turn into a bunch of nonsense after a while. But there is nothing like a good cup of coffee, especially when you need it, right? In the morning, or if you're just tired. There's nothing worse than a shitty cup of coffee, in my opinion. You go to a place where you just get some, it doesn't happen very often. They don't know what they're doing, and it just tastes like oil. It's way too dark or way too sweet, or something's wrong with it. But yeah, I think we could probably all agree there's not too many better things in life for just personal satisfaction and instant gratification and all those things, fucking coffee, man. Gotta love it. When I quit smoking, I hadn't even started drinking coffee yet. I didn't start drinking coffee until my early 40s. Yeah, I was a late bloomer on coffee too. I'll say late 20s for me. But it didn't get hardcore probably until my 30s. What I used to drink, which I had to quit drinking because it was just giving me a gut too bad, was I smoke a breves. So it's half and half. All that filled up with half and half. And I would drink 2 in a night sometimes when I was at work. Crazy. I didn't even know what I was drinking. Let's see here. I'll be without anything when I go in the hospital. Well, I hope everything goes good. Lung cancer from smoking. I quit 5 years ago, removing lower lobe of left lung. Damn. I hope that goes well, Cheryl. Yeah, I hope you don't have to be there too long. Prayers for you for that. Don't drink Kopi Luwak. Yes. That's the cat one. Yes. I don't know how to say that word. Civet cats eat the beans and poop them out. Then they collect them for processing. Yeah, it's the most expensive coffee in the world, right? Here, let me look it up real quick. Kopi Luwak. I know somebody that tried some. Kopi Luwak is a rare and expensive coffee made from beans that have been eaten, digested, and excreted by the Asian palm civet, a small mammal. The civet's digestive process ferments the beans, breaking down proteins and reducing bitterness, resulting in a smoother, richer flavor profile with notes of chocolate, nuts, no pun intended on the nuts, and spice. The process involves collecting the droppings, cleaning the beans, and roasting them, but it raises significant animal welfare concerns due to the demand for the wild collected beans. It is one of the world's most expensive coffees, costing hundreds of dollars per pound. largely due to its rarity and labor-intensive collective process. So here is a bag for one-time purchase of €1,080. That's the little guy. There's the droppings of the beans. Wow. Yeah, it's no joke how much it costs to, I don't know how much that is in American dollars, but it's still way up there. Sounds very much like a story my grandfather used to tell about wedding ring that he smuggled in there and gave to my grand. I had to drive my father home, 12 years old, from the bars. Started drinking coffee out of it. Right on. That's cool, Adam. Probably got some great stories there. Yes, for sure. My brother used to drive my dad home from the bar too, before he was old enough to even have a license. That's awesome. I'll never forget working at the bowling alley when I was a kid. And my dad would always pick me up. It'd be midnight, and I go out there one night in the Chevy, the Capri Classic, and he's in the passenger seat. And I'm thinking to I knew what time it was, but I kind of froze for a second. I'm like, fuck, this is really happening. All right, let's do it. And within 10 minutes, he's like, slow down. Because, just how it is. Why the cat poop? What's the science behind it? Yeah, it's because of it ferments it. Donna says she's not down for the cat poop coffee. You guys don't want to be part of the cat poop mafia. We could meet every year, and everybody bring their own cat poop with the beans in it. We'll clean the beans together. We'll be known as the YouTube cat poop mafia, or we could all go live together drinking cat poop coffee. I personally am going to have to decline because I just simply can't afford it. That's my excuse. Gianni, Don, they definitely can afford it. So Don is going to decline. Solitaire, I know, is already out. Yep, he is 58. I'm 61. He probably close to the same age. Yeah. Those were the days, right? Those were the days. Yep, we love our coffee. That is for sure. Jack Nicholson drank anger management. That's where I seen it. The Bucket List. Wasn't it Bucket List? Was that the name of the movie, or was Anger Management the movie? But I thought it was something Bucket List with him and Morgan Freeman. I could be mistaken though. I don't know if that was even a movie. Maybe it was Anger Management. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to conclude tonight's session. I can feel my voice going straight into the toilet. Anger Management with Adam Sandler. Okay. That's what it was. I knew I seen it somewhere. I would try it. I would try the coffee. I mean, the beans are cleaned, and there's a couple of coffees that I want to try. The one I'll play this video real quick. I got to show you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Turkish coffee in the hot sand.
Ever seen coffee brew in sand? It's not magic, it's physics. Turkish sand coffee uses hot sand to evenly heat a metal pot from all sides. As the sand transfers heat, the water inside starts to boil, pushing the frothy coffee to the top. Ever seen coffee brew in sand? It's not magic, it's physics.
So Chris Trock said that we don't want to try it because it's all gritty and nasty, but I still want to try it. Happy Easter, everyone. Yes, everyone, happy Easter. Google says it was the bucket list where Jack Nicholson drank the coffee. Yeah, that's what I thought, bucket list. Maybe it was in both. Maybe Jack Nicholson, or whatever his name is, owns stock in Kapaluki Poopy Coffee. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, everyone. Thank you for hanging out. Happy Easter. Prayers for President Trump, because I think he's had a stroke or something. Something happened to him. It's the reason why he canceled these events today. So even though he's an asshole and a psychopathic maniac right now, and we don't need JD Vance stepping in there. That's really gonna fuck things up. That's all good, Cheryl. Good night, everyone. Thank you all for stopping by. And I might stop by over at Slim's. I don't know if he's going live tonight, but I'm pretty much headed to bed. So talk to y'all soon. Peace out. Just set a date, Adam. Set the date for tomorrow. If it doesn't work, write out another slip, put it in the bucket, set the date again, and you'll be successful. We know you can do it. It's the greatest feeling in the world once you quit. Yours removed now. I can't believe I did it. All the money I save, how much better my lungs feel. It's worth it. It's well worth it. Have a good one, guys.